Be very careful. We have over 60,000 squatters, and they don't telling me already that I only taken for squatters. It's not because I taken for squatters. It's because squatters are people too. They have children. They have babies. They need somewhere to live. You all remember it is your prime minister. It is your prime minister in 2009 went to court to put a stop to that type of demolition and that type of behavior of the People's National Movement, you know. She went to court and represented 199 squatters, and the court ruled that the same land settlement agency who doing very well today, the same land settlement agency was acting outside of the law. And it's because they have the amount of incompetent people they put into office. Whenever they are there, they can't even understand the left hand from the right hand and what the left foot doing and what the right foot doing. That is how PNM operate. And today, they will come back this year and ask you for your vote, you know. They will come back and ask you for your vote. But my brothers and sisters, I will tell you what I tell them just now. Since the year 2000, when the State Land Regularization of Tenure Act came into effect, that is the act that gives protection to squatters and give them some form of comfort, a certificate of comfort and other things that they could have gotten. That is the protection that they required. When the PNM government came in office, they knew not what to do. In their whole 7 years, they gave out less than 1,000 certificate of comfort. Today, we have over 7,500 certificate of comfort to squatters in this country. Let them go and report that. Put it on the papers, I don't mind. Because you know why? Every single election, the PNM administration is to use squatters like football. Brent Santos is here. He will tell you how bad it is on the football field. They used to use them like a football field. Go and promise them every single thing under the sun. And when after election and in office, they kick them in the goal. That is how the PNM operate. My brothers and sisters, we have started the squatter regularization program. And some 60,000 persons will benefit under that program. And when we return in office in 2015, we will be continuing that program so that all in this constituency will benefit as well. The whole of Wallerfield in my constituency, who don't know, half of Wallerfield, Moonan Road, they have squatters. In Brazil, half of Brazil is squatters. They are all my constituents, and Talparo, Mondo Nuevo, all over. And when they come to me crying, some of them 30, 40, 50 years on the land, and the PNM knew not what to do. My brothers and sisters, it is your Prime Minister who have given the mandate and the instruction that to treat every single citizen of this country with equal rights. You all would recall as well that prior to 2010, all my constituents from La Horquetta who are here, you'll recall prior to 2010, the place was like a war zone. Everybody afraid to come in La Horquetta. They branded La Horquetta as a hotspot, and a real bad hotspot, because every single day they're making the news in La Horquetta. If it's not a killing, if somebody shoots somebody or some thieving or something going on down there. And today, just 3 years later, 4 years later, you could come outside of your house and you could walk the streets. You could shake your neighbor hand any hour in the night because the police is there right through. We have cleaned up the entire area, and all of the people in La Horquetta can live and ease and rest. They can rest in peace at night. The report from the San Rafael police station is that for the last 3 months, they have not had one reported crime in the San Rafael police station. And why is that so? It's because of the amount of community activities that we have going on in this constituency. They are what the Prime Minister have put in place in terms of national security to protect all of you. And it's not only happening here, every single constituency you will go in, you will hear what is happening throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad. For the first time, crime is going down in this country. So we are not only taking care of the poor, we are also taking care of the most vulnerable. We are taking care of every single citizen in this country to make sure that every single person have an equal opportunity and an equal place. That is what you are voting us for. I'll tell you another thing though. When the PNM office closed down here, when the PNM administration closed down Caroni, and they had all these workers out and knew not what to get, they offered them lands. They offered them lands in return for their service. And they had what you call agriculture VSEP and residential VSEP land. But none of the lands could have been distributed because of the poor infrastructure and the poor contractors they put to develop these lands. Today, under the PNM administration, you know how much lease was given out for the 7 years they were in office? They gave out 23 agricultural lease. They gave out 184 agricultural lease and 23 residential lease. Today, we have given out over 5,000 agricultural lease, and we have moved it to near to 3,000 of the residential. And by May of this year, we'll be giving out close to 6,000 of the residential lease in the Caroni lands. My brothers and sisters, in this constituency, having been the most neglected for years, we have transformed this constituency into one that all of us can love and live together. When you see the amount of development that have taken place in this constituency in 4 years, it took the PNM 50 years, and they did very close to what we have going on right now. When you see the amount of people that have benefited under this government, it took the PNM administration 50 years, and they could not have delivered. Every single constituency, every single town, every single village throughout the entire country have benefited under this government. And the PNM government, with their own propaganda machinery, would let you know that we're not doing nothing. With their own propaganda machinery, would come in here and tell you what they can do better. But I want to tell you, the election will be 2015. Constitutionally, we will have election this year. And you all know me since 2010. I have never showed a bad face to anybody. Every single person came into my office after 2010 election, whether you voted for the PNM, anybody else. You got an equal hearing in my office and you were treated with equity. When you see the fella Maxi Coffee coming around, when he coming around, don't show him no bad face now. Don't show him no bad face. Listen to what he have to say. But if he talking foolishness, put him in his place, yeah? But don't show him any bad face. Let him feel welcome as a member of the family. You see, he trailing me all over. We was in Horquetta, he come down there. We went to the Parang, they had to put him out and things. I wasn't there. He went to the Parang, storming the people VIP section, they throw him out. I went there a week, he come after sharing pizza and things. That's okay. I mean, he's learning from the best. My brothers and sisters, this election here is a very critical one for all of us. We will be facing one of the biggest challenges that your government have ever faced in its entire history as a UNC party. This election 2015 will be the one that will return your Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar as the Prime Minister for the next 5 years. We will be taking this country into... They say the PNM saying first world status. Every time they come, 2020, 2030, 2040, I think they're now gone to 2050. We will do all of that in the next 5 years. My brothers and sisters, long live the United National Congress! Long live the United National Congress! Long live Kamla Persad-Bissessar! I thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause again to the Honorable Jairam Simangal. Brothers and sisters, you heard of the development in this area. Again, bear in mind that we are developing Trinidad and Tobago. Today under Kamla Persad-Bissessar and the partnership government, we have constructed not one, we have constructed 8 police stations. In 10 years of the PNM, they built 1.5 police stations. We built 8. Today we are building the Oncology Center at Mount Hope. Eric Williams promised a fire station in Mayaro in 1964. Today Kamla Persad-Bissessar building the fire station in Mayaro. Brothers and sisters, if we do not mobilize, if we do not organize, there is a nightmare that could befall us. There is a nightmare that can come if we are not organized. Could you imagine you wake up the morning after election and Keith Rowley is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago? Oh God, you don't have to beat me up? Oh, no. I said there is a nightmare if we are not organized, if we are not mobilized. And that is the message. No, he will not become Prime Minister. Don't worry. Cool down. I was saying that we must organize. But Rowley is desperate. Franklin Khan is desperate. When they were in power before, there are persons around Rowley now who made millions and millions of dollars from the EMBDC, from the HDC, from community development. Today they are officers of the PNM. You know these brute and them, they sit down somewhere in the east and they already dividing up government. Them appointing fellas as minister already. They so feel they're winning. A man who rape and plunder the treasury, they appointing him minister of finance. Because he thief from the treasury when he was there the last time. One of them who thief at the ministry of housing, they putting him for minister of housing. Will you allow that to happen? Will you allow those bandits to get back in government? Will you allow Rowley to rape and plunder the treasury? We must stand firm and determined to return Kamla Persad-Bissessar as the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And brothers and sisters, I am talking to you here, the thousands of you in this hall, the hundreds of thousands listening in. I understand there are hundreds of cars outside in traffic waiting to come into this venue. I don't know when and how they're coming, but they are outside in the traffic. And I am telling you, remember the sins of the PNM. Al-Wari stated the other day, if they return to power, they will build the rapid rail. That is $25 billion for a rapid rail. They want to come back to build that, but they want to come back to thief. By the time they come back, they thief the rapid rail too. They want to come back to put the property tax. Brothers and sisters, we have been accused of developing this country. That is tell we only develop in central and south. But when they put candidate down there, they say they put a candidate to develop central and south. You understand the hypocrisy of the PNM? You must remember the sins of the PNM, of which Keith Rowley was an integral part. They built the Brian Lara, they couldn't finish. $1.2 billion. It started at $365 billion. The Petrotrin, the Shell down there, Kevin, that they have down there, gas to liquid plant, $400 million of your money squandered. So don't forget that. Don't forget that when you were there, when they were there. Remember, there is a party that wanted to lock up the Chief Justice. But if they come back there, they will lock you up. The other night, 2 fellas quarreling by Balize House. The PNM leadership called the police to lock them up. Man, if they could lock up their own supporters, who is you? That is the fear. There is a dictator at large in the PNM, and you must be in mortal fear of him. I want you to tell you something, those of you who are parents. You have daughters, young children. Be careful of people who will abuse the children, who will abuse your own children. You must vote and support a party and a leader who will defend and protect the rights of your children. And there is another, and brothers and sisters, there is another con man about. Last Friday in the parliament, did some of you have the misfortune to hear Jack Warner? When he was riding your back to power, he said, call me anything, but don't call me PNM. You remember that? He said, call me anything, but don't call me PNM. On Friday last, the first thing he does is to thank his PNM family. That is a Nimak Haram who rode the back of the UNC to get into power. And today, he know, Jack Warner know he can't win nothing. He can't win a county council election. He knows that. So what he do, he like a suicide bomber. He just come in the room with a vest with bomb. And he don't care about who. He will blow up and lick up everybody. Tooth bagay, everybody gone. And he want to come in the room to destroy everybody, knowing that he cannot win. So I want to tell you, be careful of that poison they call Jack Warner. He will come to mobilize to ensure that Keith Rowley becomes Prime Minister. That is his agenda. So forget sunshine. And they will come with corruption and corruption. Lie against your Prime Minister, against your ministers. Today, after 4.5 years or so as Prime Minister, not one person can raise Kamla Persad-Bissessar name with any issue of corruption. None. Today, we can boast. We can boast that we have a woman of substance, a woman of courage, a woman of deep commitment who will fire anybody, anyone she will fire over issues and allegations of misconduct. She is a brave and dynamic woman. And today we stand alongside her to return her as the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Brothers and sisters, I want you to join me now in welcoming a very talented young man. A young man who has an associate degree in English. He has also a degree, brothers and sisters, in the social sciences. He is a leading sportsman. In 2006 and before, he brought great glory to the people of Trinidad and Tobago by being part of a team that led us in Germany, brought pride, brought glory, brought dignity to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. This great, talented son of the soil is today our Minister of Sport. Welcome for his debut performance. Normally I hand over a t-shirt to a man like this. Today we hand him his yellow t-shirt to make his debut on the political stage. Welcome, Senator, the Honorable Brent Sancho, your Minister of Sport of the People's Partnership.
Come now and let me see you clap those hands. Everybody let me see you clap those hands. Come now and let me see you clap those hands. Come now and let me see you clap those hands. Let me see you clap those hands.
Thank you very much, people of La Horquetta, Talparo. Hello. Good night, everyone. I'd like to wish a special good night to my fellow cabinet members. A special good night to Member Simongal for a terrific job for another 5 years in power here in Talparo, La Horquetta. And of course, a special good night to the people of Talparo, Horquetta, and constituents and environs. A special good night. It was indeed an honor when the Honorable Prime Minister asked me to consider assuming the role of Minister of Sport. I realized upon accepting her offer that it would carry great responsibility and that she was placing her confidence in me to ensure that sport uplifts and enhances the lives of citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I believe that sport offers hope to our young people and empowers them to shape their own destiny. Too many of our youths have drifted to the wrong side, but it does not have to be that way. Sports can provide an alternative. You will hear me repeat the phrases, shoot goals, not guns, and join a team, not a gang. These are my mantra, a mantra of this government of Trinidad and Tobago. No child is born bad, and given the right opportunities, young people would rather choose right from wrong. I have seen the success stories with my own eyes. I have seen a boy break free from the gang lifestyle that lured his older siblings into a path of violence and crime and step out into the world's great sporting arenas. I've seen a girl who had to wear her brother trainers several sizes too big for her so she could train at her sport and eventually become a world champion. When you witness these real life success stories, you realize that sport is more than just playing a game. It is a catalyst for change and for success. Sports provide the ideal environment for mentoring, where coaches not only create winning teams and elite athletes, they nurture great athletes and even greater citizens. I need to support these coaches, and one way is to provide the best facilities possible. I have accepted our Prime Minister's offer primarily because I believe in her vision. I have seen with my own eyes the tremendous investment she has made in sport, and therefore I can now tell you this is truly an exciting period for sport. She has invested in 3 world-class sporting facilities that will be completed in a few months. The National Cycling Center in Couva will be the best velodrome in the Western Hemisphere, attracting some of the top cyclists from North, Central, and South America, as well as Europe. The National Tennis Center in Tagarigua will be the best tennis facility in the Caribbean. And the world-class aquatic center in Couva will also attract athletes worldwide. These facilities will attract the best athletes globally with opportunities to qualify for the Rio Olympics. So while our citizens will have world-class facilities, we will generate revenue as well. And that's only the beginning, my friends. I cannot wait to see what the world will see when Trinidad and Tobago have created. We will also have income-generating, state-of-the-art, multifaceted complexes in Ojo Road, Sandy Grande, and at the Atobolan Recreation Ground in Sawa to be played. Football will be played there at the highest level. The Prime Minister's vision is for a meaningful partnership with corporate sector. So we will partner with the business community to create sport and entertainment centers. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you to stand at this moment and welcome our leader, the Honorable Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar.
Ain't no stopping us now. Kamla is on the move. Huh. Ain't no stopping us now. You know we got the groove. Huh. Ain't no stopping us now. Kamla is on the move. Huh. Ain't no stopping us now. You know we got the groove. Huh. is on its way. You can hold us down. Stand with the rising sun. We're sure to keep you strong. TNT, I know that we got a long way to go. Just trust in Kamla. I know that we will grow. Yeah, she believes in your voice, defends your vote. She's always here to fight for sweet Trinbago. Yeah, so much development that has been done. Come on now, everyone, there's more to come. Yeah, so don't you let nothing stand in your way. Yeah. Remember the children's future starts with today. Ain't no stopping us now. Kamla is on the move. Huh. Ain't no stopping us now. You know we got the groove. Huh. Ain't no stopping us now. Kamla is on the move. Huh. Ain't no stopping us now. You know we got the groove. Huh. A children's hospital is finally on its way. Our social welfare grants are surely here to stay. And old age pensioners, they deserve the raise. So 3,500, exactly what we gave, yeah. Highways and bridges needed repair. We fixed it in a flash, showing that we care, yeah. Water in every house in this nation. Come on now, everyone, there's more to come, yeah. So don't you let nothing stand in your way. Yeah. Remember the children's future starts with today. Ain't no stopping us now. Kamla is on the move. Huh. Ain't no stopping us now.